How are you, family? I hope you're doing well, and I pray that the Most High give you all the shalams and barakas that you need in your life. This is a reality check. A lot of people have been making videos about Baal and the Most High and how they are the same. I'm here to debunk those lies. My name is Stephen Euphony Walker, and I'm the child of the Most High. Judges, chapter 2, verse 13. Let's read what it says, shall we? And they forsook the Lord and served Baal and Ashtaroth. So, if they forsook the Lord and Baal, which we could go into the meanings here if you want me to. I mean, H3068, Jehovah, right? Jehovah. So this is the name of the Lord. When you talk about Baal, which is 1168, they're talking about a Phoenician deity. Okay, Baal is pretty much the plural for Baalim, right? Because Baalim is in there too. It says the same as H1167. All right, Baal, a Phoenician deity. So anytime you see H1167, they're talking about a master. Okay. Now, why in the world would they use a general name for this Phoenician god? They use a general name for this Phoenician god because this Phoenician god is considered a tutelary deity. This Phoenician god is considered a master based off of a landlord. Like us, right? We have a landlord called Jehovah. So this is a general name for a landlord. Now, this is the reason why they tell us that Baal and the Most High is the same. Because out of all the verses that's in the Tanakh, they tend to go to the book of Hosea and say that Baal is the reason why the Most High is Baal, when clearly there are different contexts and different strongs for using that word. And we're going to find out what those things are. So, we just read Judges 2. Let's go ahead and read Judges chapter 6, verse 25. And it came to pass the same night that the Lord, which is Jehovah, the Most High, said unto him, Take thy father's young bullock, even the second bullock of 7 years old, and throw down the altar of Baal that your father have, and cut down the grove that is by it. And build an altar unto the Lord your God upon the top of this rock, in the place, or in the ordered place, and take the second bullock and offer a burnt sacrifice with the wood of the grove which you shall cut down. So this is the angel. This is the angel talking to Gideon. And he's basically separating the Most High from Baal, saying, no, throw down the altar of Baal. So if Baal and the Most High is the same, then wouldn't Gideon actually be throwing down the altar of the Most High? Doesn't make any sense, does it? Context matters. We're going to keep reading, because a lot of y'all keep thinking that Baal and the Most High is the same when they're not. They've never been the same. I don't care what kind of video you saw. I know the type of research. That I've done, and they are completely different. It says, 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 21. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, How long have ye built between? How long have ye between two opinions? If the Lord be God, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. Then said Elijah unto the people, I, even I, only remain a prophet of the Lord, but Baal's prophets are 450 men. So if Baal and the Lord is the same, wouldn't that be 451 men? Even in this context, it doesn't make any sense. Now, let's keep going because there's still some more that we got to actually go over. Let's go to 1 Kings chapter 22, verse 53. For he served Baal and worshipped him and provoked to anger the Lord God of Israel according to all that his father had done. Now, why in the world would the Lord be angry of himself? It says he served Baal and worshipped him and provoked to anger the Lord God of Israel. So if the Lord God of Israel is Baal, then why is the Lord angry? See, a lot of people that basically say that God and Baal are the same, they don't know context and they don't know the Bible. Second Kings chapter 3, verse 2. And he wrote evil in the sight of the Lord, but not like his father and like his mother, for he put away the image of Baal that his father had made. Why in the world would he put an image away of the Lord? If Baal is the Lord, why in the world would he put away that image? It makes no sense, bro. This makes no sense whatsoever. See, we could go down the list here all day, right? We could go down the list here all day and see that what you guys are doing is blasphemy. You're blaspheming the Most High's name by saying that he is this Phoenician God when he's not. Let's go to 2 Kings chapter 10, verse 23. And Jehu went and Jehonadab, the son of Rechab, into the house of Baal and said unto the worshippers of Baal, Search and look that there be here with you none of the servants of the Lord, but the worshippers of Baal only. Now, why is this distinct if they are the same? It clearly tells you none of the servants of the Lord, but the worshippers of Baal only. If Baal and the Lord is the same, why in the world does this matter? Why put this in 2 Kings? Now, a lot of this stuff is having me scratching my head because a lot of people are confused. Telling you that so-called Yahweh, which we don't even call him Yahweh, but they tell you that so-called Yahweh and Baal are the same. How, Sway? I'm debunking lies right now because even in the own text of the Bible, it clearly gives you a distinction. 2 Kings chapter 11, verse 18, and all the people of the land went into the house of Baal and break it down, his altars and his images break they in pieces thoroughly, and slew Mattan, the priest of Baal, before the altars. And the priest appointed officers over the house of the Lord. You see the distinction? Look at this. 2 Kings chapter 17, verse 16. And they left all the commandments of the Lord their God, and made them molten images, even 2 calves, and made a grove, and worshipped all the host of heaven, and served Baal. And they caused their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire, and used divination and enchantments, and sold themselves to do evil in the sight of the Lord, to provoke him to anger. Now, why in the world would this provoke the Most High into anger if the Most High is Baal? Make this make sense, y'all. Please. I'm frustrated at the stupidity of this. Second Kings chapter 23, verse 4. And the king commanded Hilkiah the high priest and the priests of the second order, and the keepers of the door, to bring forth out of the temple of the Lord all the vessels that were made of Baal, and go for Elah, and for the grove, Salakia, and for the grove, and for all the host of heaven. And he burned them without Jerusalem in the fields of Kidron, and carried the ashes of them unto Bethel. So you already know what I'm about to ask, right? Like, this is just insane to say that they are the same. It's insane at this point. Like, a lot of these people really do make my head hurt. They really do. How are they the same? Even in Jeremiah, there's a distinction. I mean, come on, bro. And we know what happened in the book of Jeremiah. Shout out to my brother Zamron the servant. And it says, the priests said not, where is the Lord? And they that handle the law knew me not. The pastors also transgressed against me, and the prophets prophesied by Baal, and walked after things that do not profit. So if the Most High is profitable and Baal is not profitable, and Baal and the Most High is the same, how does that work? Make that make sense? But oh yeah, the Most High is Baal. Sure he is. Right? Sure he is. Of course. Right? Jeremiah 11, verse 17. For the Lord of hosts that planted thee hath pronounced evil against thee, for the evil of the house of Israel and of the house of Judah, which they have done against themselves, to provoke me to anger in offering incense unto Baal. Just listen to the distinction and you'll see that it's bullshit. Jeremiah 12, verse 16. And it shall come to pass, if they will diligently learn the ways of my people, to swear by my name, the Lord liveth, as they taught my people to swear by Baal, then shall they be built in the midst of my people. So he's saying, look, if you decide to teach my people to come back to me and me alone, then you'll be in the midst of my people when I save them. Now, take a look at what he says about the people that decide to not do that. But if they will not, this is verse 17, but if they will not obey, I will utterly pluck up and destroy that nation, saith the Lord. He's going to destroy you if you don't influence his people to come back to him. But hey, Baal and the Most High is the same, right? I can't believe y'all, man. I can't believe y'all decide to say this so-called hypothesis, right? and think that Baal is the same when he's not. Now, this is their favorite chapter, right? This is their favorite chapter on why Baal and so-called Yahweh are the same. And we're going to debunk this chapter together. Let's do it. We're going to start at verse 8. For she did not know that I gave her corn and wine and oil and multiplied her silver and gold, which they prepared for Baal. Therefore will I return and take away my corn in the time thereof, and my wine in the season thereof, and will recover my wool and my flax, given to cover her nakedness. And now will I discover her lewdness in the sight of her lovers, and none shall deliver her out of my hand. I will also cause all her mirth to cease, her feast days, her new moons, her Sabbats, and all her solemn feasts. And I will destroy her vines and her fig trees, whereof she hath said, These are my rewards that my lovers have given me. And I will make them a forest, and the beasts of the field shall eat them. And I will visit upon her the days of Baalim. Now, remember when we just talked about Baal, H1167, and how they said that Baalim is plural for the Phoenician gods, right? So it's not just that one singular god Baal when they say Baalim. It's multiple gods, okay? Wherein she burned incense to them. This is why they put them in that verse. And she decked herself with her earrings and her jewels, and she went after her lovers and forgot me, saith the Lord. Now, if Baal, the Phoenician / Canaanite god, is supposed to be the Most High, why in the world did they say that once his lover decided to go to these Baalim, they forgot about him? Why would he say that if he is Baal? Makes no sense to me. The Lord's mercy on Israel. Now here's where shit hits the fan. Let's read. Therefore, behold, I will allure her and bring her into the wilderness and speak comfortably unto her. Who is her? Her is Israel. We are the wife of the Most High. But you see, we tend to actually believe that the Most High is just a landlord to us because of the book of the law. This is the reason why fear-mongering people into the law, fear-mongering the people back to the Most High is not what you're supposed to do at all. It's not what you're supposed to do. Yes, call out the sin. Call out what people are doing. But the only person that is supposed to actually judge these people is the Most High and him alone. You're not supposed to do it. Who are you? You're supposed to give these people something to let them know, hey, the Most High loves you. He wants you to be his people. He wants you to be a part of his people. I love what some of you guys are doing out there. But some of you guys are basically saying a lot of this other shit to fearmonger people into the Yah only community. And it needs to stop. It pisses off the Most High because you guys are treating his doctrine as something that you should fear only, instead of saying, you know what? It's not just about fear. It's about love too. It's about mercy too. The Most High is giving you all of these different things. He's giving you all of these different outlets so that way you can make a choice. But once you make that choice, right, You have to own up to that choice. And what's so crazy is he will still give you mercy if you decide to come back to him. That's the beauty of the Most High. He's just. But all of you people that fearmonger all of these other people and all of our brothers and sisters to come back to him, you're going to be judged by that too. I hope you know that. Verse 15. And I will give her her vineyards from thence, and the valley of Achor for a door of hope. Now, why in the world would he want us to have hope if it was all about him, the contract, and the laws that he set for his land? What did he say in Exodus 20? I am the Lord your God, and I deserve all your love. Why is that? It's because he's something more than just a tutelary deity. He's something more than just a landlord. And he'll tell you what he is when he marries you. He's going to tell you. So let's keep reading, right? And she shall sing there as in the days of her youth, and as in the day when she came up out of the land of Egypt. And it shall be at that day, saith the Lord, that thou shalt call me Ishi. Now we all know what Ishi means. It means my husband, right? And shall call me no more Baali. Now, if you go to Salakia, let's go back. Now, if you go to the Strong's Baali, you'll see that it means my master, Baali, a symbolical name of Jehovah, Baali, which is from the same root word, right? It's the same root word. To be master, right? A master, hence a husband. Now, why in the world does it say husband right here, right? Because you have to remember, a husband and a wife has official laws too. They just don't have the law of love. They have official laws too. For example, in the book of Exodus, they talk about if a man decides to hurt another man's wife, then that husband needs to get paid, right? He needs to get paid that penalty. What does that mean? That means that if somebody hurts my wife, then an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. It's either that or you pay me money. That's a penalty from you. So there are official laws in marriage. Just like there are official laws when you actually live as a tenant in somebody else's own home. We're talking about official versus feeling versus love versus mercy. They're not the same. So when it says husband, it's only talking about a contract. Because remember, there's a difference between a marriage bond and an actual bond. If you look up bond contract, you'll see that this bond contract has to deal with the land, the laws of the land. It's the same concept. But when you're talking about a marriage bond, that has something to deal with how you feel about that person, your love towards that person. A marriage contract is based off of you and your wife or your husband being one. So don't call me something that is official. Call me something that is based off of love, mercy, right? Call me something that is based off of something that is more than just a landlord. Because here's the context of what he just said in verse 16. For I will take away the names of the Phoenician gods out of her mouth, and they shall no more be remembered by their name. And in that day, it doesn't say by our name, right? It doesn't say that. It says by their name. Let's keep reading. And in that day will I make a covenant for them with the beasts of the field, and with the fowls of heaven, and with the creeping things of the ground. And I will break the bow and the sword and the battle out of the earth, and will make them to lie down safely. And I will marry, betroth means to marry, and I will marry thee unto me forever. Yea, I will marry thee unto me in what? Righteousness, and in judgment, and in loving kindness. We just talked about love, didn't we? And in mercies. This is why he's Ishi. This is exactly why he's Ishi and not Baal, not just Jehovah, right? He's more than that. This is not about laws of the land. This is about laws of righteousness, purification. This is about laws of loving kindness. This is about laws of mercy. I will even betroth thee unto me in faithfulness. This is about faith. Having faith in the Father, the Most High. And you shall know the Lord, and it shall come to pass in that day, I will hear, saith the Lord. I will hear the heavens, and they shall hear the earth. Meaning we're going to hear each other. I'm going to hear the Father, and the Father's going to hear me. You see? And the earth shall hear the corn and the wine and the oil, and they shall hear Jezreel. Why is this important? Why is Jezreel in this? Let's take a look at Jezreel. God will sow, right? We're supposed to be the lot of his inheritance. The lot means it means a rope. It means to tie tightly. You see what I'm saying? So when you're talking about to sow something, you're tying tightly to something, doesn't it? So we're talking about the same thing here. He's trying to give the lot of his inheritance one more time. It's like a refreshment. And I will sow her unto me in the earth, and I will have mercy upon her that had not obtained mercy. And I will say to them which were not my people, you are my people, and they shall say, you are my God. Shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High. I'll see you guys later. Peace.